understand if y'all don't cuss, just put the like asterisks and the at signs up there we doing on Twitter and stuff. But the name of my piece is called Queen of the Fall. What do y'all got water? No? Anybody got water? There you go. I wrote a suicide note on a cigarette. Smoked it and forgot why I was depressed. Nicotine-stained regrets found their final resting place at my feet moments before their spirits used the ashes for hang gliders and drifted away on the autumn breeze. I'm dying to live for you, committing respiratory genocide just to cope with your after effects. I breathe you until my lungs collapse. I am an addict, and you are my rehab until I push you away and relapse. My inhibitions danced to shotgun improvs as my thoughts became martyrs marching toward bloodied margins, defending truths that I held to be self-evident. I allowed you to be the inspiration for a poem and then carved it into my own skin with a rusted razor blade in hopes that tetanus would explain why my lips won't part to keep us together. Sweet muse, last night we made love in a box of Newports until we fell into a peaceful slumber. I let down my guard for you, then used tobacco smoke as pen strokes to compose you a second-hand symphony. Teardrops cascading into decrescendos, intensity tiptoeing precariously on the threshold of insanity. Prior to that, I held conversation with a narcissus flower. I asked him why every time I open the windows to my soul, I find myself wishing I could leap out of them and lose myself in the rough drafts at the bottom of my trash can, but he was too wrapped up in himself to answer. Typical. Now here I go pleasing my flesh again as if the mental and the physical were equivocal. Sometimes I scribe you love letters soaked in menthol, describing in detail how I long to cradle you between my fingertips like this hand-rolled cancer and meet death with a smile. But then I set them on fire and use the heat to keep me warm at night. Do you ever tremble at the absence of my touch? Or daydream of finding solace in my embrace? I drown trying to swim upstream in your veins. Do you experience withdrawals while I am away? I need to know because all nicotine ever reciprocates is my reticent behavior, baiting me in with vows of temporary bliss. And although promises are often like virginities on prom night, I believe her. Chest cavity going blacker by the moment. I loved her the first time and I loved her the last. Ribcage to fixation, I am gasping for freedom. Because if poetry is my choir singer, then cigarettes are my cult leader. Undying devotion to a deadly transgression because happiness is like a deity playing peekaboo. How long must I search for you? How many stagnant stanzas must stare back at me from dirty mirrors before I understand? When is satisfaction gonna step into the boxing ring on my behalf? I'm the featherweight champion of the world with my soul on my sleeve, allowing the darkness therein to leak through my pen, dripping blood on loose leaves. Spontaneously combust and then phoenix from the tragic aftermath. Sacrifice a lung for a peace of mind is like a sacrament. Intercourse with grim reapers until I reincarnate. As two different heartbeats that inexplicably move at the same pace, I need you. My palms are blistered from trying to hold on to you, but I lose my grip a little more each day. Just hold me back. Squeeze me until all the fragments fuse together into something you can't live without. Convert me. Make me turn from my pagan worship of things unclean. Clothe me in technicolor dreams, reminiscent of a reality where there is no before, there is no after. Just a piercing white purity driving nails into the extremities of my inner being like crucifixion day. And if on the third day I don't rise, take an oath that you will plant roses at my side and water them with the product of your weeping. Thank you.